A 1. 8-meter tall, 444 pounds super fat person and a 1. 85 meter less than 100 pounds super skinny person together for a 2-day diet exchange. Can this make each other aware of their poor eating habits and make changes to them? Obesity and overweight are a national problem in the UK, with over $600 million spent on treating obesity and its related diseases. There are many deaths due to overweight, and of course there are many people with anorexia, which also has a 20% mortality rate. So Dr. Carey created the Feeding Clinic, which specializes in helping overweight and too thin patients change their poor eating habits, and through mutual dietary exchange allows patients to face their problems head-on and make changes. The fat man who will accept the task of exchange is David. He is 29 years old. 1. 8 meters tall, but he weighs 444 pounds. Standing in the center of the field is like a wigwam, and his partner's skinny guy named Sam. 1. 85 meters tall, but weighs less than 100 pounds. David was shocked to learn of Sam's weight, and suggested he hurry to eat a deluxe sandwich. Sam faced this partner is also very shocked. He never thought that someone would be so fat. David is a carnivore. Eating a large amount of food also means that the demand for meat is large, so David's living expenses are also very large. In order to meet his dietary needs to work 3 jobs every day. He is a youth worker, is also a teacher and janitor. At least 6 meals a day, twice as much as a normal person. Hamburger and fries sandwich is his snack. David is also a potato chip lover, eating at least 5 packs a day. For David, such an unhealthy and alarming amount of food. Even his friends are worried about his health because he is too heavy. Go to restaurants and even remind him to be careful to sit on the broken chair. Even in the elevator is often forced to go down because of overweight. The inconvenience of being overweight hit him, and he was worried that he would not be able to live independently if he continued to gain weight, and it was unacceptable for him to stay at home every day and not go out to enjoy the world. David, who weighs 444 pounds, and Sam, who weighs less than 100 pounds, will be partners to complete a 2-day diet exchange mission. Hope to help each other change bad eating habits through this diet exchange. Skinny Sam is an airline flight attendant. He is too thin. Waist circumference of only 60 centimeters. The company can only give him a separate set of custom work clothes. The high intensity of the work, coupled with the day and night to often live a day. He always forget to eat. Most of the time Sam's main meal is 3 cookies to cope with. He loves fashionable clothes, but because he is too thin, it is difficult to buy clothes that fit him. Adult clothes are too big for him, and children's clothes are not suitable for his body of 1.85 meters. Every time shopping is a big problem for him. Sam's health was getting worse and worse, and his father asked him to go to the hospital for a checkup. The doctor told him that if he continued like this he might develop chest disease. For the sake of his health and to keep his family from worrying, he decided to change his bad eating habits. Sam's daily calorie intake was only 1,100 calories, which is the recommended daily intake for a child. The 2 men, who were both struggling with their health conditions, came to the clinic to begin a 2-day diet exchange. For breakfast on the first day, David prepared a super deluxe breakfast for Sam: a fried egg, 2 slices of toast, a chicken and spinach bun, an order of chips and a rice cracker, and a drink of super sweet green tea and a Coke. And Sam to David's breakfast looks super simple: 2 oatmeal cookies and a latte. The 2 cookies were not enough for David. He ate them all in 3 bites while Sam was still trying to eat the super deluxe breakfast in front of him. In their small talk, Sam told David that it took him 2 hours to get to work every morning, so he ate a casual breakfast. David felt some incomprehension. This 2 hours he can eat a lot of things, so he suggested that Sam can use the 2 hours to eat breakfast. He can have some burgers, fried chicken burritos and other portable food. For this suggestion Sam refused. Looking at the luxury breakfast in front of Sam, ate half of it and could not eat it. And finally David could only watch the food was thrown into the trash by Sam. It was lunchtime, and the lunch David prepared for Sam was still very luxurious. 2 huge chicken burgers, 2 bags of chips, a chocolate bar and 2 large Cokes. But Sam had nothing to prepare, because he did not eat lunch. So David got an air lunch. David could only helplessly fiddle with the cushion in front of him, and then watched Sam across the table enjoying his lunch. Sam felt very sorry, because he was often too busy to eat lunch, so that now David cannot eat. David carefully prepared this luxury lunch. Sam ate a few bites and could not eat anymore. See this scene. David also feel a little sorry for Sam. His food is indeed a little difficult for Sam. 2 people with a weight difference of nearly 350 pounds exchanged 2 meals. One wanted to eat but could not eat, One had food but did not want to eat. This swap was a difficult one for both of them. In order to let David visualize the bad effects of his diet, Dr. Carey prepared a tub of chips for David, which contains 676 packets of chips. This is the amount of chips David a year to eat. Seeing the chips in front of David's eyes widened in shock. So many chips together, he even felt a little nauseous. Long-term consumption of potato chips such as high-salt and high-fat food is likely to cause bone cancer, high blood pressure, osteoporosis and other diseases, and may suffer from hemorrhagic stroke. Dr. Carey also showed David the brain map of stroke patients. Seeing these, David began to realize the seriousness of the matter. His expression became grave. He didn't want to be afflicted by this disease himself. Dinner time soon arrived. As a meat eater, David only got a quick salad for dinner, and Sam's dinner was still a deluxe extra-large portion. To ease the awkwardness, the two talked. David told Sam that he was often bullied and isolated by his peers when he was a child, so he began to eat to comfort himself. After the death of his loving grandfather, David became more lonely and ate more, and gradually developed into what he is now. After dinner, Sam received a letter from his father, in which he encouraged him to persevere and said many things that Sam loved. At the end of the letter, he also left a humorous message that as an adult, he should at least eat a full sandwich. After reading the letter, Sam burst into tears, not expecting his father, who was not a good speaker, to understand him so well. On the second day of the diet exchange, David's lunch was still the air set. He took and asked Sam. He did not even eat lunch. How did he live all these years? This Sam felt embarrassed. He began to reflect on his poor eating habits. Although he could eat lunch, but for Sam is also a torment. A large portion of chicken curry rice, chocolate bar, 3 meals must eat potato chips, and 2 large drinks. It was difficult for him to destroy such a large amount of food. At the end of the night, the two of them had their last meal of the food exchange trip, and David finally had a proper meal. A small portion of sushi, a small portion of udon soup, and a few natto beans. He felt happy. Sam's dinner was an extra large noodle, a chocolate bar, a cereal and 2 large drinks. In the past 2 days, David had a better understanding of Sam's food intake, and he prepared a dinner that was at least half the normal amount of food for Sam. Looking at some difficult Sam, David felt a little sorry for Sam again. During the meal, the two of them talked to each other about their feelings. Sam said he should really manage his diet properly. Eat 3 normal meals. Work is important, but health is more important. This was the end of the 2-day diet exchange. Before leaving, Dr. Carey gave them each a customized diet plan for the future. David needed to reduce the amount of food he ate at each meal and quit the habit of snacking whenever he wanted. Sam, on the other hand, needed to make eating a priority and plan his meals on time. The 2 months passed quickly and the two men returned to the clinic to check the results of their changes. In 2 months, Sam had gained 7 pounds and his waistline was 10 centimeters thicker. The company's custom-made work clothes were no longer fit, and he had a renewed desire for food. David's change in these 2 months is also obvious. He successfully lost 45 pounds, and his whole body is thinner than 2 months ago. David discipline. In these 2 months he did not touch a chip, also began to go to the gym to work out. He feels that his struggles are disappearing and everything is getting better. 2 people who had bad eating habits gradually changed and became healthier under the influence of each other. Only a healthy body we can live well and work well, so we must develop good eating habits to ensure good health.